Oh, the video started. Sorry about that. Hi, Stephen D. How you doing? It's the day after my birthday, and I got a present. I found out there's another accuser, Brett Cavanaugh. What a shock, right? What a shock. You know, I hope the hell that he doesn't get approved by the Senate. You know, but the sad fucking thing is that it doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe it matters to Cavanaugh. I know it matters to people who have been sexually assaulted. I mean, it matters to me. I've been sexually assaulted, and I understand there's a lot of anger at people, Cavanaugh for that. I'd like to see him fucking go down in flames. But, like I said, the sad thing is that unfortunately it doesn't really matter. There are millions of sexual assault victims all across America, and all this constant attention being paid to Brett Kavanaugh is not going to help him. You might think it is, but really it's not. It's going to convince a lot of people that women are liars. They're Trump supporters, and let's face it, every time people attack Trump, that just makes his base more connected to him, more entrenched into him. And so it's not really going to lead to anything that actually helps the majority of sexual assault victims around the country. I wish it was, but we saw with Harvey Weinstein and the beginning of the Me Too movement, that what did that accomplish? Well, I got Weinstein knocked off his high horse, and he's now been indicted, and that's great. But what's that doing to the majority of people who deal with this every day? We're afraid to come forward and talk about their accuser. I mean, accuse the person who victimized them, who won't be believed anyway, 99% of the time. If I really thought this was anything other than political kabuki, I mean, if I thought it was going to lead to some benefit for our society, I'd be talking Cavanaugh 24/7. Yeah, talking 94/7, that'd be rough. But maybe he'll go down in flames, and they'll put some other asshole up just as bad as Cavanaugh. And that guy, they'll vet him a little better. Maybe accusers will come forward on something else for him. Who knows? But eventually, some guy's going to get in there. And I'm assuming it's guy. This is Trump, after all. And they're going to vote with the conservative faction, and they're going to screw us. And so if it's Cavanaugh, if it's somebody else, it doesn't matter. That's just the way things work in this wonderful country of ours, where we spend hundreds of millions of dollars on elections before we even get to the election. Guess how much money's been spent on the midterm elections so far? I mean, this is midterm. This is not, not people that are running for president, right? When the big money, the bigger money gets spent. So far, in this election cycle, $200 million has been spent, and it's probably a lot more is going to be spent So that's a minimum amount. That's at least what's been spent so far. Maybe more than that, but that's the last figure I came across. So we're talking that's what we throw our money at, or I should say that's what our rich people throw their money at. And our rich people, you know, well, if they're supporting Democrats, they'll tell them to talk up Brett Kavanaugh and all the nasty stuff he's doing, because that distracts from what's really going to be helpful to people, whether their issue is domestic violence, sexual assault, racial prejudice, economic inequality, lack of affordable health care, even with the Affordable Health Care Act. It's not going to help. But it will help those donors, because whoever they back, and they're usually backing both sides, that's their agenda is going to get passed. And meanwhile, we're all going to be outraged, and rightfully so, but there's a lot of other things we should be outraged at too. And that's a damn shame. So, Brett Kavanaugh, fuck you. Donald Trump, fuck you. But fuck you to all the Democrats who are bought by their big donors, who are working to crush progressive values and progressive candidates, who are working to prevent Medicare for all, raising the minimum wage, less military interventions in the Middle East, which is sucking away our money and destroying the minds and lives of millions of people, including the men and women who serve in armed forces. So, yeah. Think about that, please. There's a lot of crap going on, and nobody's talking about it, because all the media wants to do is distract us. And I'm not saying this because I don't believe sexual assault victims deserve to have their stories heard. They do. But more importantly, they deserve people who actually take some action to make the lives of those people better, to create laws that will actually, encourage and assist prosecutions of sexual predators. And I don't see anybody proposing those kind of laws right now. Wish I did. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to me. Stephen D. signing off. See you when I see you. Bye-bye.